The Flash, the so-called fastest man alive. But let's be honest, he's more like the most overhyped jogger in red spandex. For decades, DC has tried to convince us that running really fast is the pinnacle of superhero greatness. Well, today we're tearing down that myth brick by brick. This is not just a rant, this is a 15,000 word deep dive into why the Flash sucks. You might be a Flash fan, you might think he's a great hero, but by the end of this, you'll realize that his entire existence is just an elaborate joke. DC forgot to end one.
Hey guys, just a quick reminder. If you're enjoying this video, please support me by clicking the like button and subscribing to my channel. It really helps a lot in growing this small channel, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, let's get back to the video.
His power is just running. Think about it. Every other major superhero has something cool. Superman has god-tier strength. Batman has an arsenal of high-tech gadgets and an endless supply of angst. Wonder Woman is a warrior goddess. And then there's the Flash, whose entire gimmick is I go zoom. That's it. That's the superpower we're supposed to be impressed by. If I wanted to watch someone run fast, I'd just watch the Olympics. At least those athletes have to train for their abilities instead of tripping into a random lab accident. 2. Time travel shenanigans. The walking disaster of the DC universe. The Flash's biggest contribution to the DC universe is breaking it repeatedly. Barry Allen wakes up, stubs his toe, and suddenly, oh no, time is broken again. His biggest storyline, Flashpoint, revolves around him completely ruining history because he couldn't handle personal loss like every other superhero. Superman loses his entire planet and doesn't throw a fit and rewrite reality. Batman sees his parents get shot and doesn't invent a machine to unshoot them. But Barry sees his mom die and decides to commit crimes against time itself. Bravo, genius. 3. His rogues gallery is a complete joke. Every great superhero is defined by their villains. Batman has the Joker, Spider-Man has the Green Goblin. The Flash is got a guy who throws boomerangs and a guy with a cold gun. And let's not forget Gorilla Grodd, a telepathic ape who somehow manages to be one of Flash's better villains. The Flash's rogues gallery looks like a rejected Saturday morning cartoon lineup. Captain Boomerang? Really? The Australian Postal Service is more dangerous than that guy. The Flashpoint disaster, Barry Allen's dumbest moment. We need to talk about Flashpoint again because it truly cements Barry as the worst hero ever. He literally causes a dystopian nightmare where Wonder Woman and Aquaman are committing war crimes, Superman is a lab rat, and Bruce Wayne is dead. All because Barry couldn't handle his emotions. And the worst part, after fixing it, DC's continuity was so broken, they had to reboot their entire universe. And then again, and again, Barry Allen is essentially DC's big red reset button, and that's not a compliment. 5. He's just a plot device, not a real character. The Flash exists solely to do one of 3 things in any major DC story: time travel and break everything, run in circles to generate Speed Force nonsense, show up late to an event he should have arrived at instantly. Outside of these moments, the Flash has no real personality. Barry Allen is just a generic good guy with the emotional depth of a wet napkin. Wally West has slightly more personality, but DC doesn't even know what to do with him half the time. 6. Why Batman and Superman overshadow him? Batman has intelligence, skills, and a cool factor the Flash could never dream of. Superman is a symbol of hope and has a vast array of powers that make him truly iconic. The Flash? The dude just runs fast and messes things up. Every time he joins the Justice League, he's just comic relief at best and a timeline-wrecking liability at worst. He's the equivalent of the one guy in a group project who turns in half-baked work and expects an A. 7. The Speed Force is lazy writing. Ah yes, the Speed Force, the magical physics-defying excuse for every ridiculous flash feat. Need to vibrate through walls? Speed Force. Need to time travel? Speed Force. Need to outrun death? Speed Force. The Speed Force is a blank check DC writers use when they need the Flash to pull off some new absurd nonsense. It's less of a superpower and more of a because we said so device. 8. The Flash's personality is mind-numbingly boring. Barry Allen has the charisma of plain toast. Oh, I'm a forensic scientist. My mom died. I have a tragic past. Yeah, join the club, Barry. Every hero has a tragic past. You don't see Spider-Man wrecking the space-time continuum because Uncle Ben got clapped. And Wally? He's just the funnier version of Barry. But that's not the eye bar to clear. 9. Why Reverse Flash is the only good thing about him. The Flash's greatest villain is a man whose entire personality is hating the Flash. And you know what? We understand Torn. We really do. Reverse Flash is the only one in the entire DC universe willing to acknowledge that the Flash is just a glorified jogger who ruins everything. He travels back in time just to make Barry's life miserable. And honestly, maybe he's the real hero here. 10. Why Flash fans are delusional. Flash fans will tell you he's amazing because he outruns death or because he saves the universe. But when you actually look at his history, all he really does is cause problems and then fix the problems he caused. That's not heroism. That's being a walking disaster. The Flash is like that one IT guy who fixes your computer by unplugging it and plugging it back in. Stop calling him a genius. Conclusion, admit it, the Flash is overrated. At the end of the day, the Flash is not the hero DC wants you to believe he is. He's a mess, a timeline-wrecking disaster, and a character so broken that DC constantly has to reboot him just to keep things coherent. His villains are a joke, his powers are lazy, and his greatest enemy is literally just a guy who hates him. Maybe it's time we all admit it. The Flash sucks. If you enjoyed this deep dive into why the Flash is the worst hero ever, make sure to subscribe to African Reads Comics. We bring you the best and worst takes on your favorite comic book characters. Like, comment, and let us know what hero you want us to roast next.